I'm in my kitchen doing art. So some of you have asked if I would make a video to make it easier for you. So I just have a regular piece of paper that I got from my husband's printer. You can make any paper into a square by taking this corner and folding it so that this edge lines up with this edge. So if you take that and fold it like this, which I'm hoping that you guys know this from like making snowflakes and stuff, you know, when you read little, just like that, see? And then you just take a pair of scissors and just cut on that line. Some people like to draw a line first, but I just rather just cut it. Okay, so I realized this morning I don't have a ruler in my house. I don't know how that is, but so I figured I'll teach you this because some of you might be in the same situation that I'm in. So you take your paper and fold it in half and get the edges all nice and straight. And then after you do that, open it up. It should look like elevator doors. So you're going to take this side and fold it so that it goes into that crease, and you're going to take this side and fold it into the crease. So that both of the sides are now in the middle. See how I'm doing that? Okay, so then unfold it. This is the part that kind of gets a little tricky. So you take this little rectangle here and you put this edge on that crease. So I'm just doing a little tiny fold on the edge. See how I did that little itty bitty fold on the edge? Can you see that okay? Alright, so it's now a smaller crease. See that? Okay, so now do the same thing on the other side. Perfect. Okay. Now, you see how I have little creases? I have to get to these little guys over here. So what I do when I do that is I look at this and this, and I just try to match those up. So I'm trying to make this crease line up with that center fold we were using earlier. So I just did that here. So I usually do it on the top and squish it, and then I do it on the bottom and squish it. So that way I've got like guides to kind of help me. Alright, so now the top and the bottom are squished. You can see it's like flat in the middle. So then you can, if you want to, make it so that it goes all the way across. Alright, so now that side is all done. I just have to do that last one. So again, I just do the top, the squish, bottom, and ooh, it gets a little tricky sometimes. And squish, and then I fold the two squished parts over, and I'm good. So now I have a paper that has nice, even lines on it. So since I have that done, I can, like I said, I don't have a, I don't have a ruler, so I'm going to use a book, and I'm going to use a pencil to just draw on all of those lines so that they're nice and straight. So I'm just using the side of the book to help me with my nice straight lines. If you don't have a book, you can use a piece of mail. Like sometimes you get advertisements that are like cardstock, you know, like a really thick paper, and they really work out well. Like a bookmark is another piece of like heavy paper that works out really well. Anything to help you so it doesn't look like a spaghetti line. Okay, so now I have all my up and down lines. Pretty good, right? Can you see them? I can hardly see them. Now you can see them. All right. So then after that, now you have to do the folds the other way. So same thing. Fold it now so that it goes down. See that? And then do that other fold I was telling you about, where it kind of makes it look like elevator doors. See? Anyway, then you're going to do that little fold, little itty bitty folds on the ends. So I just folded those little ends over so that I could have like almost like a grid. Now I have to get those middles. So, oh, I just discovered something. So if you just fold the paper so that it goes all the way to this fold, well, to the second one over, it's kind of perfect. So I could fold it to the second one over. Ooh, that saves me time. See what I did? It's the second one over. Can you see that? This is, yeah. Anyway, that worked out really well. So there's all my cubes. Now it's almost like graph paper now, which is what you need. Okay, so what I did not say when we had our straight pencil lines is that right here on the center line, you need to have a line here and a line here, like close to the center line, to give it that optical illusion. So you can just eyeball this. You don't have to make it perfect with like measurements or anything like that. I'm not gonna grade you on use of a ruler for this. So see how I just made like a line on the left and the right side of that center line that are really close together. All I did was draw this one and this one, okay? So then, this is the part that gets tricky. So what you're gonna do is you're going to, at every single cube, like right here, right here, right here, right here, you're gonna make dots on all that. So that, those are like little guide dots for you. You'll see what that is in a minute. Okay. See the little dots I made on mine? It's right at the folds. So then you have to do the same thing on the second line over. Not this line, right here, the second one. So you're going to make dots all on those spaces too. See how I just made those little dots? Do the same exact thing, second line over on the other side. See how I just made the dots on the other side? Now those are really helpful to you. Okay, this dot right here, the first one, has to connect to the second one. See that? All right, so I'm just going to put my book right on there so that you can see the first dot goes to the second dot. See that? First dot to the second dot. Just skip that baby right there, okay? Just first dot to the second dot. And then you just keep on doing that. See how I did the second one there? So keep on doing it down the row. I hope some of you have a ruler. I can't believe I'm an art teacher without a ruler. And the only Sharpie marker that I have in my house is dead. So I had to go in my kids' markers and find a black one that I could use for the art. Okay, so this is the part where it gets confusing. See this dot that's all by himself, and he doesn't really have a dot here? He goes right to the edge, okay? Just to make sure you knew. All right. So, everybody good? Okay, this part right here, so this dot that's lonely, it's going to go to the top center, okay? So we can do that. Okay, so now that side is completely done, and now I have to do the other side. So the other side, you're going to do the opposite direction. so it kind of makes a V. So now I'm going to go from each dot to the dot that's basically diagonal from it. Okay, so now I have it all the way across on all of them. So now all you have to do is go from this dot to the edge of the page, from this dot to the edge, from this dot to the edge, and continue that all the way down. So basically you're just drawing lines on your folds. Try really hard to line up your diagonal line with your straight line because it just makes sense. And I don't know about you, but I keep writing on my counter and really shouldn't be doing that. If you accidentally draw lines on your parents' counter, please try to clean it up afterwards, okay? In order to stop that, we could use a scrap paper. I'll do that. All right, get a scrap paper. That way you can keep it clean. All right. So now, oh goodness, I didn't say anything. Sorry. Okay, so I just did this side, so now I'm gonna do this side. I already did that one without telling you. Sorry. Then. I miss all of you guys kind of huddled around me when I'm trying to explain things. It's weird talking to an iPad. Okay, so now all of it is all figured out. This is the toughest part, and you can kind of see already where it kind of goes inward. Okay, so some of you might be doing it this way. It's okay. Either way is fine. Okay? So this is the part that gets tricky for some. So you need to start figuring out which squares to color in. So what I usually do is I just start doing X blank, X blank, X blank, X blank. See how I just did that on that row? X blank, X blank. So then I do the opposite on the other side. So then it starts getting downhill. Don't get yourself confused. See? And then do the next row and the next row. Don't forget. Better to do it with pencil first, because if you make these X's with marker and just do what I did, then you'll make a mistake. So I'm going and doing the X's on every other square. You know what would be smart? It would be to show somebody else after you're done, just because sometimes when you look at something it looks right, but then you show somebody else and they're like, wait a minute, you did something wrong. Okay, so I have X's now on every single other box, every strip, I guess I should say. Now after I start using a marker, oh, this is where a scrap paper would really come in handy. So you just start. I usually outline the shape I'm about to color in first, like that, and then I color it in. So then you can move on to the next block, going around the edge of it. Black and white is high contrast, so that's why I always recommend using black, because it's the opposite of white. Some of you might want to get a little fancy, and if you want to do that, you could use complementary colors. Like if you want to use purple and yellow because they're opposites on the color wheel, then you could do that. That could look pretty fancy. If you wanted to try doing like red and green, they're opposites on the color wheel. Blue and orange, they're opposites on the color wheel. Usually when you do two colors, the optical illusion is not as, it's just not as dizzying, I guess, as black and white, but it still looks cool. So I'm going to just say, do it however you want. So see how I'm coloring that in? And then when I go to the diagonals, you have to be careful when you get to the pointy parts of the diagonals, because sometimes the marker is too fat, and then it makes like the marker look like it makes the corner almost look round. So you kind of have to really like lighten up your grip on the marker, I guess, and just try to make really light sketchy lines first and before you start coloring it in. So I'm doing a corner right now, so you can see. Okay, so there's mine. Ta-da! So my first diagonal. Once you get to that center part, the center part is tricky because those ones are so small. But it looks cool. So eventually you'll color in all the X's. And when you've done that, yours will look just like mine. See how crazy that looks? Ooh. All right. Have fun with this, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.